be presenting. So, just to jump straight right into it, I would like to welcome Professor Gill and to share his video on the realities of a Trinity. Please give him a round of applause.
How are you? I miss you all. How are your Trinity doing? How should we build 130 blessed families? Today, we will share with you the process of forming a Trinity home group and building a network of 430 families. This may sound very idealistic to you. However, this will help you understand better than faith, which has been rather vague so far. In particular, in this session, two mother recommendations will be key points. Thank you for your hard work in trying to form the Trinity for 1 month. Last time we shared what the Trinity is and that the foundation of the home group is the Trinity. Let's review this briefly. Heavenly Parents never likes us to work alone. He wants us to work as a team. In particular, True Mother even asked us to create a team and have two persons support one person in the team. For the success of Heavenly Travel Messiah works. And she said to person who complete it first should support the two others in the team to achieve their Heavenly Travel Messiah work. If you become a true Trinity, God can work through that. Then amazing things can happen that no one could imagine ever happened before. As the Heavenly Travel Messiahs experience and establish a model Trinity for doing this. The multiplication of Trinity will take place and the presence of Heavenly Parents will be perceived in them. If this happens, the movement of Trinity home groups will explode. But this is not easy to achieve. Therefore, True Parents said that the Trinity is a training ground to reach individual perfection. Yes. When a true Trinity is formed, people of God, good character and divinity are formed also, and other people will flock to them. In conclusion, there are many reasons why a family church or a church does not grow, but I would say it's because ultimately they didn't have two Trinities. Okay. Let's look at this picture. This is the process of becoming 430 families throughout. Three groups, home groups. The first picture shows how to form 3 people in the 3 Trinity. The second is how 12 people gather to make 6. And the third is the create 130 families. This will be explained in the next slide. Okay, this first picture shows a truly meaningful way to reach out to 430 families. Each member of the Trinity is helped by the other 2 members, respectively. To reach 12 people each, the Trinity home group as a whole easily reaches 36 people this way, whereas it is almost impossible to do it alone, then why is this method meaningful? Why is this method meaningful? Because this is a method true mother would like us to use. This cannot be done without true love. Like you can find a good loving family. This can be possible because it is a family. It is a family. You cannot do it in a self-centered way. It is possible only if one has a loving heart, wants to serve and comfort one's team, more than loving oneself. So I mark this with a red heart in this picture. In order to succeed, you need deep devotion, 정성, and coaching leadership within your home group. Okay. What is the second method? Here, B represented Abel, which refers to blessed family members, and the V refers to the witnessing contact in guide position. V stands for VIP, very important person, centering on the heavenly travel Messiah. B1, B2, and B3 develop Trinity home group. In running these home groups, each blessed family from 12 couples centering on the blessed family. As a result, 36 families are created here. The Heavenly Travel Messiah created trinities of B1, B2, and B3, and support the 12 people within each of those trinities. Coaching and leaders school are also leaders here. Okay, what is the third method of building 36 families? The first trinity joins forces together to make 12 families. After that trinity reaches 12, it is divided into 3 new trinities, each of which then is to reach 12 centered on each of the original trinity team leaders. This will make 36 families. This method is based on the experience of making the first trinity, and then later that will develop into 12, and then 36 families. So the entire 36 families will have the experience of witnessing and multiplication in this group. The home group leader is in the same position as the father of the family. So far, we have looked at the way to build 36 families. Now let's find a way for 36 families to grow to 130 families. The first method is each of the 36 families are to multiply to 12 more families each. Using the same method as just mentioned, then it becomes 430 families all together. Okay, what is the second method to develop into 430 families? The first 3 treaty members centering on the Heavenly Travel Messiah continue on home groups recycle reporting meeting and the leader school B1, B2, and B3 from 12 families each, and each of the 12 families from another 12 families, which come to 144 families each. All together, 432 families will be formed as a result. This is the process of growing into small, medium, and large group. Finally, There is a special process which was developed in Heavenly America. It is a way to form 430 families with the need to only focus on two levels, spiritual children and spiritual grandchildren. What is the method then? Each Heavenly Travel Messiah leader created 720 on their own. And each of those 720s from 21 families in total. This will become 441 family. This will make a HTM success case incorporating spiritual children and grandchildren. This is the Heavenly American members idea. Thank you very much, American member. Okay, when I was also working on, thank you very much. So far, we have looked at the process of creating 430 families. Now, how would you educate them? First, we must ensure that all families are within the Trinity home group. Second, we have to educate them to become true family through practicing the 40-day separation and the 3-day ceremony. Finally, 43 families are selected out of 430 members, one person. So that the 43 families will take care of 10 families. Okay, will take care of 10 families each. For this to work, the home group and leaders school must be operating well. I'm sharing with you this method, but the choice is the ultimate yours with deep devotion, Jong-sung, and practice. Let's grow together through the Trinity. Next time, let's share the story of those who have practiced this. Thank you. You may find some other successful ways of building your 430 family tribe, which can be shared, okay, with others as well. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Gill. Okay, everyone, please give Professor Gill a round of applause. Thank you. All right, so I hope the video was clear this time. Was it clear? Please give it a thumbs up if it was clear for everyone. Was it okay? Okay, great. So we're just gonna go right into our sharing for today. On my list, Professor Gill specifically asked this person to prepare a presentation about how he can introduce the Trinity to people who are trying to form a Trinity for the first time. And he is Mr. Ryan Abenier. So please welcome him with a round of applause to share his testimony. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. I'm clear, right? Everybody hear
Yes.
me?
Yes. Please share your screen so that we can see your PowerPoint presentation.
It's clear?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So I'll try to make it short, possible. So I want to focus on Filipino community in Canada. So whenever I start doing Travel Messiah, I try to start with churches, Christian churches, but it's quite a bit challenging here in Canada because of some few reasons. Then somehow I changed my focus on the community. Most of Canadian here, they promote building their own communities, each from different countries they belong. Filipino, Nepal, Indian, Sri Lankan. As a Filipino, I try to start doing my community in the Philippine community. So let me share how to do it. So this is my sharing. I'm gonna focus on 3 points. First, how to find a Trinity in the community. Second, the process of my educations to them. And third one, how I make them multiply in their own community. The fourth one is the reflections of them and the community itself. So first, this is my 3 guests. So the first one, the lady, she's a single mom, and the Filipino couple. The second one, the third one, the two babies. I met them the first time because of Johnson Prayer. I very new in Canada. When I arrived here, and my first mission is to do witnessing, and I'm very scared to go out in the community because I don't know anybody. But because of prayer, support of my leader, I do a breakthrough. This person answered my call. I literally called them, sent a text message, and their response. So first is how to introduce myself and how to build trust. It's very hard to trust new persons, and it takes a while to undergo and develop trust. It takes me years to witness this 3 family, and it takes a lot of back and forth, question and answer, education, and I bring them in different kind of activity. Personally, I visit them, I introduce my family to them, I make them as my family, extension of my family. And they're quite very successful. And they accept me as they're part of their family, as extended family, and my extended family also. So if they have events, they bring me in. If I have event, special event, my personally, they come to my event, and become more intense. If they have problem, they call me, and I have a problem, they call them. They become more family. That's I think that's the breakthrough I get them. Then the process of education is very hard. Here's my 3 couples, because I don't want to be pushy to introduce myself and teach them new things. When I introduce myself, I just told them that I'm here on behalf of organizations, but I don't want you to be, to push you to be part of us. I want you to learn about us, to be open and to be ready or open your heart about our organizations. It's up to you if you want to learn more. Then I bring them in different kind of activities. Like we have our church activity, we have Christmas, we have UPF, we have women's federations, different kind of activities in our church. And from that, they learn more about our church. And constantly this asking questions. And the breakthrough I get when I give them a father's book, each one, then they start asking about who is Reverend Moon. Then, to the extent that I want them to be, to multiply, to ask them to do more activities, blessing, they ask them to research more about our organizations. And by them, they learn to internet and they call to me. They ask me more questions. They ask me, why did you call your founder true parents? what do you have true father, true mother? What's your principle? From that, I slowly introduce the principle. Then I try to introduce myself, testimony myself, my blessing, my life plate. Slowly they become in love to our church. And the breakthrough is they feel the calling, especially Mr. Mimi. They feel, and when he shared to me that, oh, I think I found my mission in my life. And it really helped me. And they become devoted. That the Miss Nilda, she's become my personal secretary. He arranged all the meeting with me, all these contacts of the family community on the Toronto. I found out she is a secretary of one big organization in Toronto. And through her, the road is open for me. I met a lot of people. Through her, I saw a lot of VIPs, a lot of community leaders. And through them, I start doing blessing. The first one with Mr. Nabos, this one, he make this with all his friends or family members to make it happen. And in this event, I met Nilda. And from that, I continue education with them. And with these two couple, two person, when they receive the blessing and they become inspired and they feel that I want to be a part of this blessing, I want to share this blessing to others, two of them helped me to organize blessing. The first, they organized this next event. They gathered all the community leaders in Toronto. Those the one who received the blessing. And from that, we share about the blessing and we ask them to be partner with them to promote blessing to their community. And that's the beginning of the blessing of a Filipino community in Toronto. From that, they introduced me with this guy. He is from Knight of Columbus, and he opened his community to us to bless the community. Hundreds of the people there to be part of the blessings, and they were inspired to have it. And after that, another community, they open this community. They the one contact me. We want to be part of your blessing also. We want to be receive your blessings, and we want to support the founders' visions of building world peace. It's very challenging to go in this path. And I think the key is faith and building trust, relationship. Because at the end, I realized I found my family, extended family. They're my tribe, my own tribe. And it's very realistic. It's not just a diagram or a mission. It is a real family. And the relationship is very, very, very real. I think that's, for me, that's the end goal of Tribal Messiah. I think is to find your own standard family, your own tribe, really, not beyond mission, beyond the numbers, beyond books. The end is those tribe you have is become your, and you're become with them, literally. I think that's my realizations when I'm doing this travel message. Whenever I visit them, I feel welcome. I feel I belong with them. Every community I visit, especially the Filipino community, I learn that time will come. They're the one calling us now. Even me, they're the one calling me. Community leaders, we want to be part to receive the blessing. I wish there is no coronavirus. At this year, if there's no coronavirus, I get more busy because people, community leaders keep calling. please, we want to be part of your group and even part of your visions and missions. So at the end, conclusion of my sharing is Tribal Messiah is our life. It's ongoing and never end. And it's part of us. Whenever we finish 40, we finish education, we never stop doing it because it's our life. And we never get tired doing it. We will continue doing it. And we love doing it because we feel we losing our life without doing it. That's my sharing. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ryan. Please give him a round of applause. Okay, so we are going to listen to Professor Gill's feedback on Mr. Ryan's presentation. Professor Gill, if you may, please go ahead with your feedback. Thank you.
예.
부탁드립니다.
나연 목사님의 이 공유는 정말 감동적입니다.
It's really moving. Reverend Ryan's testimony or sharing was really moving.
우리가 하는 일은 미션이 아니고 그 이상의 무엇이다 하는 이런 얘기.
What we are trying to do, Heavenly Tribal Messiahship, is not our mission, but it's beyond our mission.
그러니까 그 미션이 아니고 완전히 가족이다. 가족의 개념이 확실하게 들어가 있었습니다.
So there is this clear concept of family bonding, not mission.
그렇다면은 이렇게 아주 튼튼하게 잘 만드셨는데 오늘 모여든 사람에게 꼭 하고 싶은 얘기가 있다면은 두 개만 얘기 좀 해주세요. 꼭 해주고 싶은 얘기가 있다면은 무엇인가 두 개만.
Okay, you have built this really strong foundation. And can you please share 2 points for those who are joining this Cyber Leaders School today that you want to emphasize, maybe 2 things? Can you please share?
I think the first one is don't be afraid. The first approach is very hard. And you should know how to introduce yourself. The first step. When you break through the first step, the second one is constant relationship. It's and show your genuine self that you're doing this genuinely. You want it because no one push you. I like to do this. I really, in my heart, I want to do it this, and people will feel that. People will feel that you're doing this because you love it, and that building relationship and trust, and that never end. If we build it, it will last forever. I think that's what I can share.
고맙습니다. Don't be afraid. 예, 아주 좋습니다. 그렇다면은 지금 여기 그 질문에도 올라온 내용인데 이렇게 되기까지 상당히 많은 정성을 들였을 것 같아요. 어떤 스타일의 정성을 어떻게 들였습니까?
Okay, I'd like to ask you then, ask you a question. I'm sure to make this foundation, you must have made a lot of prayer conditions and devotions. And what kind of prayer conditions and devotions have you done? Can you please share?
Yeah, honestly, I always pray with my wife, and I always asking my wife, it will happen, it will happen. You know, my wife is my best supporter. He said, just doing it. And no matter what happened, I'm here. So my wife's support with my prayer and with my leader encouragement. Yeah, I do conditional prayer, full bow, but I never stop calling God. And every person I visit, I call personally each one. I pray each one and let them spiritual hear their names in the situations. Very important. Yeah. And they always ask questions, and never I try my best to tell the truth to them. That's the hard part because they might ask questions and sometimes personal questions, sometimes doctrine or divine principle question. I always tell them in the right way that they're not offended because it's very delicate sometimes, but they feel that I'm being true to them, and I think they appreciate that. Yeah,
고맙습니다.
always
예.
Thank you very
family,
much.
family and my wife, because I finish my visit, my mission, I go back to my family and always report to my wife and always ask my wife that I always doing this for our family and appreciate the support of my family. That I think that's the best I can.
고맙습니다. 고맙습니다. 제가 볼 때는 꼭 성자 같은 모습입니다.
Thank you very much. You look like a holy person, a holy man.
그렇다면 자신한테 혹시 부족한 점이 있다면 어떤 것이?
So let me ask you a question. What do you feel like in yourself in doing this?
부족한 점.
That you feel you're lacking in some ways? What would that be?
I think I wish I can bring more church member in this experience. That's what I'm really want. It's hard to see yourself walking alone, doing yourself everything, and it's very inspiring that you see yourself hand in hand with family members together with you, and that's more. I feel more inspiring, and I want to see that inspiring moment. I think that I'm really wish to have.
고맙습니다.
Because at the end of this mission, those community leader, I partner with them, the other plus family, to take care of this community. Because at the end, I have a lot of community, and I cannot take care of everything by myself. So I ask other family member to come with me, and I introduce to them this community. Please come and support me with this community, because I don't want to lose them. I want continuous relationship. And if you have too much community, too much people, it might lose your connection on the way for other community. So I make sure somebody will look to other community, check, follow up, because communication is very important. That's why it's very important for me to find a good person who will take care of the other community also.
예, 고맙습니다. 그러면은 오늘 얘기한 주제에 보면은 참 중요한 것이 자기 혼자 하는 것이 아니고 다른 사람 하는 것을 밀어준다는 어머님 말씀이 있었습니다.
Okay, today's topic, there was among the contents I shared, your mother said also you can help other members in your community or Trinity to support them to do this witnessing activities.
간단하게 지금 목사님께서 그렇게 한다면 어떻게 할 것인지만 말씀해 주시면 고맙겠어요.
So in short, if you can do that, how can you actualize this? Can you please share your thoughts on this?
I can help them. Like in our church, they're diverse. They have Filipino. They have different kind of nationality. So I encourage them, if you have in your own group, and they have an existing community center, you want to visit, I can come with them, with you, because I want you, your own community, to come together. But it's challenging for you to do that. I can support. I can provide some ideas that they can start doing small steps that they can develop. I think that's the first challenge, the first step. And from that, it will continue to evolve, grow. I think that I can do.
아주 감사합니다. 다음으로 넘어가겠습니다.
Thank you very much.
고맙습니다.
Let's move on to the next, please.
먼저 질문 받을까요?
We'll take some questions.
Okay, so actually, if you look at the group chat, a couple of people have questions for Mr. Ryan. I think the question by Lawrence Mock has already been answered, of what kind of original Cheongseon did you set? We have from Chantal Marie. Can you share with us how you introduced yourself? As you said, it is one of the two most important points. So can you just briefly share how you introduced yourselves to people when you meet them?
Okay, very short. My name is Ryan. I introduce myself. My name is Ryan. I'm part of Universal Peace Federation. I'm using Universal Peace Federations. And our group is promoting family values to achieve world peace. That's it. Very short. Then they will ask questions, follow through about that. Then they will ask me, how that works, family for world peace. Then I will supply, because through a good family, loving family, is a foundation of a better world. How? You can ask again how. They let them ask questions. Keep it short, statement, don't explain. Let them ask a question to you. Because if you continue giving all the explanation, it's okay. But encourage them, they're the one who ask questions to you. And they will ask more questions. And you will keep giving answer. Make it short and straight. I think that's what I do.
Okay, thank you. We have more questions coming actually. Someone else asked, do you have your Trinity? Yeah, Mr. Ryan actually explained in the previous class. He shared about his Trinity, and I think if you've been following up, it's his Filipino community there in Toronto. Is that correct, Mr. Ryan? Yeah. Okay. Also, we have another question from Martine and Ella Isabella. They are asking, what is your position in Toronto community?
At the church, I'm the assistant pastor now in the Toronto church.
Okay.
I'm the coordinator of UPF.
Okay, so assistant pastor in Toronto Church and UPF, under UPF. Okay, all right. I hope that answers your questions. For those who have more questions, please wait till the end of the class. We will move on to our next presenter. Okay, before we move on, please give Mr. Ryan a round of applause. Thank you so much. All right. So next, I would like to invite Mrs. Yuki Mikhail to share about the realities of her Trinity. This is Yuki Mikhail. All right. You should be able to share your screen. I heard you were going to share some photos. So please go ahead. Can you unmute yourself? We can't hear you.
Hi, my name is Yuki Makeo. I just prepared, I noticed yesterday, so I didn't prepare the screen or anything, but some pictures and gave a testimony. So I joined the church in 1977 in Japan and have 20 spiritual children and grandchildren there. My Trinity members are my school friends and easy to unite with. I have been communicating with them as well as other spiritual children and grandchildren as of now, whom also my friends before I joined the church. I opened a coding group site, Bounding, which they joined through the site. We introduce our families, share testimonies, and request of people to pray for particular things. Those who receive the blessing after their marriage have more family issues than those who were single when they joined, and then were blessed. I think the prayer need more attention than care. Otherwise, they easily feel a lack of love, and so it is not easy to tell them to go and witness by themselves. At this point, encouraging them to witness is struggle with my spiritual children and grandchildren in Japan. I first moved to US and then to Vancouver, Canada, my husband's hometown, where we live since 1992. We have been engaged in blessing activities since 1996. I started to go house to house and brought the people I met to church-related events. From 1998 to 2000, we held Hondoke meeting once in a week, where we also provided a dinner. Through these gatherings, we made a lot of contact and could bless them. They have not only participated in various events since then, but also brought their friends as well. To have an effective relationship, I have often participated in their event in turn. The communities of Nepal and Bangladesh always invited my husband and I to their event every year, through which more people came to be interested in our movement. 2 years ago, we held a blessing ceremony at the community center. It was difficult in the beginning since one communist from Nepal, who was once an ambassador for peace, tried to impede the ceremony, but in the end, approximately 80 people joined. Many of them are community leaders. My husband and I have been in close relationship with 10 people from that meeting. I think it was good to invite them for meals and showing them educational video.
Sorry.
Showing them educational video and to have time to have a discussion and the hondoke. We are thinking of creating a trinities here as well with them. Canada is a multicultural country, and so it is not easy to love and educate people of different races, religions, and the lifestyles. My husband and I need to solve the Abel Cain issues among them who have historical issues with each other. In that sense, through we have a great hope in true parents' victory and true mother's leadership. We are facing the limit of loving and educating all different kind of people within our circle. This is my testimony. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Kate. Um, sorry for the noise in the background. Yeah, okay. So, yes, I would like to invite Professor Gill.
My
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. So, yeah, thank you for the testimony. I would like to ask Professor Gill, to give his feedback, on your presentation. Thank you.
네, 아주 많이 수고하셨습니다.
Yeah, thank you so much for your hard work.
예. 앞으로 이제 더 우리가 공부를 하면서 이 주요 내용을 들으면서 꼭 해야겠다고 생각하는 점이 있다면 어떤 것입니까?
So I have a question for you. If you think that what we can do we are studying many different topics, but for you, what you think you should do really, that you must do to develop your tribe? Yuki-san.
Start.
Go ahead.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I like to start again to invite them to my house and they start a Hondoke meeting and showing video. And then basically they know our church and blessing and true parents because they have been involving with our activity long time. That now is the time I need to really educate them.
예, 그러면 오늘 우리가 공부한 주제와 본인의 활동하고 이렇게 연결시킬 때 어떤 것을 해야 될까요?
So if you try to connect the topic today, the reality of Trinity, what can you do for your activities following what we've learned today?
Actually, I don't have confidence to give education so much. That is a big issue for me. So I need to get the help to educate because those who are about my connection is a kind of intellectual people from Bangladesh and Nepal. Like they had a position and education. So I cannot answer to the many the question. That is a big problem.
그렇군요. 이해가 됩니다.
Yeah, I can understand you.
제가 얘기하고 싶다면 교육하려고 생각하는 것보다 더 중요한 것이 있습니다.
So I think there's more important thing than thinking of educating them.
교육보다는 그들에게 아까 우리 그 목사님 말한 것처럼 질문과 지지를 통해서 무엇인가 이끌어내는 작업이 우선적으로 하게 되면은 그다음 차례의 교육이라는 것들이 들어갈 수가 있다고 봅니다.
So instead of saying or thinking of educating them, if you can draw their questions and sharing, maybe that's a more primary thing that you should do.
우리들 첫 번째 생각은 항상 사람 만나서 축복받지 않으면 교육해야 된다는 이런 인식 속에 사로잡혀 있어요.
So like in general, most of us think, oh, the first that we witness someone, then we have to educate them. It's always what we think.
이것을 우리의 대상들이 묻고 싶어하고 알고 싶어하는 그런 초점으로 돌릴 수 있는 이 포인트가 더 중요하다고 봅니다. 기본적으로.
But I think the key point, more important point, is for them to question and for them to kind of have wanting to know what it is that we're doing or you're trying to share.
조금 더 어려운 말로 얘기하자면은
어려운 말로요? To let's say in more difficult terms.
인지시키기 전에 인지보다는 가슴으로 무엇인가 느낌을 받게 하는 이것이 더 중요하다 이 말이 되겠습니다.
So what I'm trying to tell you is before we educate them so they understand, they should be able to feel from their heart what you want to share.
그래서 우리 신종매님들은 그것이 무엇인가 하는 것을 위해서 노력하고 기도하고 접근하다 보면은 교육이라는 것은 우리가 콘텐츠를 마련하고 또 여러 가지 많이 있을 수 있어요. 그건 우리가 구하면 얼마든지 얻을 수 있습니다. 그것보다는 먼저 바로 제가 지금 얘기하는 것을 초점을 맞추시면은 좋을 것 같습니다.
So my suggestion is, of course, you know, there's a lot of different contents and materials that you can obtain for educating them. But as a Heavenly Tribal Messiah, what's more important or you have to focus on is your 정성, your effort, and how to approach them with that kind of heart so that they can feel it from you.
밥을 먹고 싶도록 만들어준다는 것이 중요합니다. 밥을 먹여주는 것보다 밥을 먹고 싶도록 만드는 그 동기 유발을 위해서 우리가 정성을 좀 들여가면 좋겠습니다.
It's more important for them to feel that they want to eat food rather than you feeding them the food. So they can have their motivation. You can make them to have their own motivation. So I would suggest that you make prayer devotion for them to be able to feel that motivation in themselves.
네, 그러면 또 다른 분들 좀 질문해 보시죠.
Please, other people can, if anyone else has questions to her, please do. Go ahead.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Mrs. Hjleade or her husband?
I have a question.
Oh, okay, to Professor Gill. Okay, go ahead.
Me? Okay. Also, I'm kind of I'm facing my problem. You know, it's losing confidence in myself. It means love capacity is limit. It's I need a meditation skill now. It means overwhelming take caring these guests. Like each culture different, you know, and then Buddhist, Islam, and Christian. There's so many issues, and my capacity, more than my capacity, I'm holding, and now I'm really like hitting a wall, reality. So it's this last year means this year also overwhelming. So I don't know. I try to pray, but just word cannot come. It's I need some kind of meditation to release stress and connect with the spirit, God's spirit, Jupiter spirit. That is, it's kind of I'm looking for but difficult. Anyway, it's overwhelming. Just I can't handle it. It's really advice.
네, 이해가 조언이라기보다도 가장 거기서 필요한 분은 아마 남편이 될 것입니다.
So it's not an advice, but I believe the most important aspect or person is your husband.
지금 그 아픔을 같이 나누면서 함께 손을 꼭 잡고 기도하시면서 뜨거운 눈물이 여러분 잡은 손목에 뚝뚝 떨어지는 걸 느꼈을 때 그럴 때 자기도 모르는 사이에 신념이 생기고 길이 보일 것 같습니다.
So if you two share the pain or difficulties together and you hold hands, pray together, and when you shed tears, and that tears drops on your hands, or then you will feel God's presence in you. You will have the confidence in yourself to do this.
그래서 우리는 내 자신의 마음과 몸이 하나 되지 않을 때 너무 애쓰지 마시고 함께 있는 분과 하나 될 수 있도록 그렇게 서로 도우다 보면은 참 어머님 말씀처럼 서포트하게 되다 보면은 자기도 모르는 사이에 해결점을 발견할 수가 있는 것을 많이 봅니다.
So when you feel that your mind and body cannot really unite, then you can try to become one with your partner, your husband, your spouse. And True Mother also tells us when we are united as one, then you and support each other, naturally you can find a solution.
네, 지금 그 가지신 마음을 지속적으로 유지하면서 무릎을 꿇으십시오.
Keeping your heart and desire inside you, and please, kneel down and pray.
그러면은 안에 계신 하늘 부모님께서 좋은 답변을 주실 겁니다.
Then Heavenly Parents within you will give you an answer.
아직 우리가 그 소리를 듣지 못하기 때문에 내 에고가 안타까운 겁니다. 지금.
Because you haven't been able to hear that voice from God, that's why your ego is feeling the pain.
계속 하십시오. 예.
Please continue, keep doing it.
혹시 남편께서 하실 말이 있습니까? 지금 이 상황 속에서?
Is there anything the husband, Ken, would you like to share?
Only that connecting with True Mother was one of the most important things for us when we began this blessing activity. When we were beginning this, we were united in heart because we felt almost substantially that True Mother was wanting us to do this, that we had to do something and we had to move and go out. That was the initial impetus to go out and begin, as someone said before, to be brave. So I think we need to continue to connect to True Mother's heart, a True Parent's heart, because that was the foundation that opened up everything and allowed us to overcome so many difficulties on the path. Yeah.
네. 요 다음에 또 우리가 이제 이 가정의 아름다운 얘기를 들을 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
I hope that we can hear more beautiful story of yours in the future as well.
한 예로 내가 사람한테 다가갈 수 없고 두려운 마음이 생기고 이런 것들은 그거는 내 안에 계신 하늘 부모님이 아니고 나의 에고이기 때문에 그렇습니다.
The reason that you feel you can't really go out to other people or connect with others, you feel fear, is because of your ego.
예. 그래서 이걸 어떻게 해결할 것인가 하는 혼자보다는 이렇게 사랑하는 남편이 함께 있으니까 힘들 때 같이 앉고 같이 얘기하고 같이 기도하면은 훨씬 더 좋은 결과가 보여질 것 같습니다.
So trying to resolve this instead of doing it, trying it by yourself, you know, you have your loving husband with you, so together with him to pray together, to support each other, then you will have a good result.
고맙습니다.
Thank you very much.
다른 분 질문하세요.
Any other
Thank you
questions?
so much, Mrs. Yuko, for that testimony. Okay, so we have one question from Greg Breland. I couldn't really understand the question, so Mr. Breland, could you please just unmute yourself and ask your question directly to the McHale's family?
Yes, we are actively working here in the United States to qualify people for the Chumbo Wan. And this method seems to be more long-term, this tribal Messiah method that Professor Gill has developed. So is there a way to coordinate or to involve this method with the push to get our tribe into the Chumbo Wan by Father's Ascension? I mean, it's only a few months away. And we often get these requests on short notice, whereas Professor Gill's method, from my perspective, is more long-term. Is there some resonance with that? Or am I missing something?
Okay, I think it'll be good for Professor Gill to answer this question.
이 질문은 모든 사람이 다 갖고 있는 질문입니다.
This question, I'm sure everybody has it.
그래서 내가 맨 첫 번째 우리가 수업할 때 430가정을 다 먼저 하는 것, 그 다음에 처음부터 시작하는 것, 이 두 가지를 같이 병합해서 말씀을 드렸습니다.
So in the first session, when I shared in the class, I mentioned that I explained that there are like two different groups of people. One is those who already finished 430, and the other group is those who are just starting to do this HTM work.
그리고 사실은 우리가 첨보원에 들어가는 것을 우리가 2020년까지 들어가자, 뭐 어떻게 하자 하는 이런 타겟도 있겠지만은
I'm sure there's this goal and target to let's be listed in Chumbo-Wan by 2020. However,
근데 시간이 2001년, 2002년이 지났을 때 그 사람들이 종족이 없어진다면은 이것도 문제가 되는 거죠.
However, if within like 1 or 2 years, if that tribe disappears, then it's also a problem, right?
그래서 아까 목사님 말씀하신 것처럼 진실한 것을 얘기했습니다. 진실이 전달될 때 사실 이것이 전달되기 시작하면 상당히 빠른 속도로 퍼져나갈 수 있습니다.
So the Reverend Ryan shared that he's trying to share the truth, and once this truth has become has passed it on to other people, and it begins, it actually goes really in fast speed. You can really multiply.
그래서 한꺼번에 많은 사람들이 올 수 있는 방법과 내용들은 각 나라마다 스타일이 다르고 다 그러기 때문에 그거를 권고하기가 쉽지 않습니다.
Of course, to bring a lot of people at one time or at once is not so easy because every country has different situations and different methods of doing this.
저희 경우를 말하자면은 아시아 타일랜드 같은 곳에서는 우리가 면장이나 그 리더들을 만나서 사람을 모아달라고 하면은 사람들이 모이게 돼 있습니다.
So in my experience, for example, in Thailand, if you ask the village leaders and town leaders to gather people, then they will do it for us.
네, 그래서 430가정 성공에 가는 길이 있고요.
This is one method to reach the successful 430 blessings.
지금 또 어떤 방법을 하고 있냐 하면은 430가정이라는 그림을 그려놓고 그 안에 43 단위로 나누어서 그런 마을을 가서 교육을 지금 하고 있습니다.
43단위로 나눈다고 하는 거는
예, 스몰 그룹으로 나눠서 마을을
소그룹으로 묶어서. 네.
15개 마을로 지금 나눴습니다.
Another method is what they're doing right now is they divide it into like 15 different villages, and they divide into smaller groups like 43, and they educate different villages, different groups of people.
예, 거기는 타일랜드의 농촌 마을이기 때문에 돼지 키우는 법, 그 다음에 해바라기 씨를 크게 잘 만드는 법, 이런 것들을 갖고 들어가면서 모이게 합니다.
So like in Thailand, it's farming. 네?
예, 맞습니다.
Mostly it's like a farming. Farming is their main industry. So what they do is visiting those villages with a method of how to raise pigs or sunflower seeds, make it better crops, and those kind of ideas, and sharing with them is one method that they're reaching out to people in different villages.
그래서 그 마을의 니즈가 뭔가는 도움이 돼야지 우리 축복 활동이 성장이 되고 사람들이 오기 때문에 이 작업을 하니까 당연히 많은 사람 불러도 오게 돼 있습니다.
Because we try to solve their needs in different villages and try to help them. Therefore, people just gather. They want to join us for the blessing to grow their villages and develop them naturally.
그래서 살찐 돼지 3마리를 트리니티를 만들어서 줬습니다. 공급해 줬습니다.
So we provided 3 fat Trinity pigs and donated them to.
그래서 돼지가 새끼를 낳고 또 새끼를 많이 낳아 10마리 정도 납니다. 그 나면은 그 다음에 트리니티 할 사람들한테 줍니다. 그러니까 한 6개월 사이에 트리니티가 번식될 수가 있습니다. 잘하면은 교육도 받고 그 다음에 돼지 새끼도 받고 이렇게 작업하도록 해서 그들한테 이익을 주면서 만나게 하는 그런 방법이 아시아 패턴의 방법인데.
Like in Asia, one of the pattern that they're doing is, as I explained, donating 3 pigs to the Trinity group, and they can have piglets, like at one time maybe 10 of them, and within 6 months the Trinity can have another set of piglets to be able to donate to others. And through this kind of method, people can learn how to raise the pigs or expand them or multiply them, and they feel benefit. They get actual benefits. So it's easy to multiply and develop this method.
네.
Through this method.
이거를 캐나다에 할 수 없지 않습니까? 이거를 미국에는 할 수 없지 않습니까?
However, you can't do this in Canada or in the United States.
마찬가지로 저희들도 이런 방법이 나오게 될 때까지는 과연 이 마을에 이 니드가 뭔가, 필요한 게 뭔가, 저들이 필요한 것과 우리가 필요한 것과의 컨택트가 했을 때, 이럴 때 우리가 모든 일이 시작되는 것을 발견했습니다.
So in order for us to find this method in Thailand, for example, we try to find what is the need for the people there and what's our need. And when we find a connection between the two, that's how we could start our activities in their village and community.
이게 바로 한 달 전에 시작한 방법입니다.
This only began a month ago.
마찬가지로 캐나다나 미국에서도 많은 인원이 확대되려면은 기본적으로 그들이 모일 수 있는 것이 어떤 것인가, 무엇을 필요로 하는 것인가를 던져주면서 숫자를 모아서 축복을 시키고, 그 다음에 우리가 3기대를 만들고 그 다음 12가정을 만드는 작업을 가는 것들이 바란스를 맞추면 참 좋을 것 같습니다.
So if you can find what people or community would need, like, if you can find, like in Canada or America, if you can find the needs of people in each community and society, then I'm sure you can find a way to be able to connect with a big group of people for the blessings. And when you have those blessings, Also, you can create Trinity and develop 12 families into home group. And you need this balance to make the balance with it.
그래서 지금 우리가 공부하는 거는 트리니티가 정말로 리얼 트리니티가 돼서 12가정이 되면은 상당히 빠르게 번식한다고 하는 거를 우리가 경험하기를 바라서 우리가 이 수업을 좀 하고 있는 겁니다.
Okay, what we are studying right now is through building a strong Trinity and developing into 12 family group. And when you actually build this, it can really multiply very fast. And in hoping for you to experience that, we are having this education session.
첨보원 입적도 우리 세계본부에서 얘기할 때 43과정이 확실치 않으면 첨보원 입적이 되지 않습니다.
So in order for you to register in Chombo-1, you have to have 43 substantial families. Otherwise, you can't be registered.
많은 숫자를 어떤 방법으로 축복을 시키든 간에 축복은 축복이기 때문에 그들을 또 43가정을 만드는 작업이 또 여기에 해당되는 것입니다.
So even if you, whatever way you bless people, it's a blessing. But when you actually do the blessing, you also need to find these 43 families. So this is also a method to be able to create that, to build from Trinity into 43 families.
예, 최선을 다하십시오.
Please do your best.
Thank you so much. Okay. Actually, we did have one more. We did have one more speaker, but they got confused and thought we were going to have it by 4 p.m. and so they're not here today. So I think we would just like to maybe ask one more person to share a bit, but before that, I think Professor Gill can ask directly himself who he wants to share. But before that, I would just like to go into announcements because we are reaching the 1 hour 30-minute mark, and I'm sure some of you already know that after the 1 hour 30 minutes class, those who need to leave can leave, and then those who want to take part in the Q&A session can remain. So our announcements are, we have like 7 announcements. Please take note. They're very important points. Our first point is the topic for the next class. Our topic is, okay. Our topic for the next class is building the foundation for the success of a Trinity. And you can find this in book 4 from page 297 to page 325. Basically, this is talking about the vision and mission of your Trinity, and also like making a mission statement and all of that. So it's not, the contents aren't really hard, and so if you take a look at it, they have like a practice session where you can try to write your mission statement. So maybe one of you can, you know, study that and then maybe just present to us in the next class what your mission statement was. Anyways, I will be giving more information to the coordinator so that he can select a presenter for our next class. Also, the next announcement is that we will be distributing this video recording, also the video that Professor Gill used at the beginning of the class, and also the PowerPoint presentation that Professor Gill used in the video. We will be sending those 3 to each of you. So those who need it, please contact your Cyber Leaderschool coordinator. Also, we are giving out the online HTM book series. So those of you who need the online book 4, please contact your Cyber Leaderschool coordinator and they would send it to you. Also, next we plan on giving out certificates of completion to participants who attend 7 out of 9 times during this 9-month course. This is very important. So the certificate is the certificate of completion is a proof of your participation in this class and a qualification for you to advance to a next level Cyber Leaderschool education. As we plan on keeping track of each participant's attendance through the group chat, please make sure to take attendance before you leave the class. Like I said, 7 out of 9 times is the least number of times, is the maximum number of times that you need to participate in order to get the certificate of completion. Next, you all have the responsibility to practice the contents learned here today in your respective regions, sub-regions, nations, communities, and even within your own tribe. For this reason, we would like each of you to create your own small-scale cyber leader school and educate blessed families, your tribe members, and even your own families using the materials that we provide for you. Basically, what we mean is that in order for cyber leader school to expand on a national level, and on a sub-regional level, and even on a regional level, we want you, so we want you to organize those small scale cyber leader school classes. And then when you do that, exactly what you learned here today, you can convey the same thing to whoever is participating in your own cyber leader school meeting, meaning that you can become the coach of your own cyber leader school meeting. When you organize those meetings once a month, please make sure to send us a report, and we're going to gather that, and then the best case report that we get, we will be allowing that person to share contents of their meeting during the class. So it's not mandatory, but then please, in order to expand cyber leader school, we're asking each of you to do so. Next, we have a survey for this class. And so for those who didn't do the survey last time, please get it through the cyber leader school coordinator and then do so. It really helps us to improve our class and also know how you feel about cyber leader school. Lastly, we would like you to send your reflections. Also, those of you, reflections on this class, obviously, and then those of you who would like to send a letter to True Mother, please do so through the Cyber Leader School coordinators. Someone's asking, who is our Cyber Leader School coordinator? Okay, for Canada, Mr. Katsumi Kambashi is the Cyber Leader School coordinator. For America, I believe it's Athia Shibuya, she's here. For Asia, it's the Heavenly Tribe Messiah Academy directors in each of their regions. So all of you who need that, please do so. Please send your information or your questions to those two people. All right, also Professor Gill, the videos that we're going to send to you, Professor Gill uploads those to YouTube. So if you would like to watch them on YouTube, it's basically the same thing as what we're going to send to you, but you can find him at Gil Yong Hwan, and the videos are titled HJ Leader School. So you can find those and then you can watch them. Okay, so we will be moving into the next session, which is Q&A session. For those of you who need to leave, please feel free to do so, and those who want to stay, please go ahead and just continue. We have a question from the TribeNet. Okay, this is Athia. Okay, so Athia is saying that Professor Gill mentioned that you need 43 blessed families to enter Chombo-1, but she thinks this is incorrect, and as long as a couple has completed 430 couples blessing, they can enter into Chombo-1. So Professor Gill, could you please clarify this point for the audience? Thank you.
세계 본부에서 아마 가정부에서 여러 가지가 내려갈 것 같은데, 기본적으로 430가정만 하는 것만 가지고 확인을 할 수가 없습니다. 그래서 430가정과 그 중에 430가정은 명단이 다 올라가겠죠. 실제 하는가 안 하는가는 43가정이 완전히 픽스가 돼 있어서 작업하는 모습을 보여줄 때 이것을 인정하는 그런 내용은 벌써부터 있었던 내용입니다.
This has been already, I'm sure, it was shared by the international headquarters. Basically, you need to accomplish 430 blessings, but in order for you to be able to register for Chombo, you need 43 substantial families, and that has to be approved. That's the protocol that I'm aware of.
Okay. So, does anyone have any questions in general for Professor Gill concerning this class? If you want some advice on your own tribe, your own personal tribe, you can go ahead and ask Professor Gill. This is you only get to ask your questions once a month, so please go ahead and do so. Sorry for the noise in the background.
그리고 아니 그 림부 발표는 어떻게 되는 건가?
림부 씨는 시간을 착각하셔가지고 네, 그래서 4시인 줄 알고 9시에 이제 참석 못한다는 연락이 왔습니다.
그래요?
네네네. 그래서 교수님께서 자유롭게
예, 그러면은 그 미국에 지금 잘 하고 계시는데 미국에 간단하게라도 지금 소개를 좀 해주면 좋겠습니다. 미국의 이 활동에 대해서.
Like America is doing really well. Please share maybe your activities in America. 아무나 괜찮은가요?
예.
Anyone from America, if you'd like to share your activities and stories about HTM, please do.
I think Dr. Michael Kiley, maybe you can share something. He was the main coordinators behind the American Cyber Leader School. So they made this Cyber Leader School that we have into an 8-week course, and it was titled the HTM course, and they actually finished about last month, I think. And so, Dr. Kiley, if you could just share a little bit of like the whole process, and also afterwards, what kind of plans you have for the next step, maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. I first want to thank Professor Gill for this wonderful set of books. It's a little challenging to go through it because I think the English may be a little different from his Korean. I hear that the Japanese versions may be easier to understand, but the heart that these books express is just wonderful. And I think it's exactly what we need in America. Yes, we want to fulfill True Mother does want numbers. And yes, we do want to fulfill the numbers that she's asking for. But there are always urgent campaigns, and there's also ongoing need to be victorious in the long term. And I feel what Professor Gill offers us is an opportunity to strengthen our tribal messiahship effort. Yes, we've gone out and blessed many people in Walmart parking lots and in churches and elsewhere. But the kind of relationship that we heard tonight from our brother in Canada, for example, we need that. And it seems to me that Professor Gill's method provides that. So I think this is a wonderful complement to what we're doing in America. We have no reason, I think, to feel badly about what's happening here, because we have, for example, been able to reach many churches, and that's a wonderful thing that we can do that. But this will deepen our relationship with these people, and we're very grateful for this. In our Cyber Leadership School, we've actually, so far our courses, we had two 8-week courses that have been based on first and second chapter. We are in the process now of completing the work on the third chapter, and we'll have another program, probably 8 weeks, based on the third chapter. And we're discussing whether we're going to be combining other chapters. The fourth and fifth chapter are much shorter, so we may or may not combine them, depending. The value of this course is that we are having time to have give and take with tribal messiahs and hear their reports and hear their challenges and their successes, and then all of us profit from that. So the plan is to develop then 2 or 3 more sets of probably 8 weeks each, which we present as PowerPoint or actually Google Sheets presentations. And Athia actually is leading the course. So Athia is the main person with the HTM. She has a background as a teacher, has a very good sense for developing curriculum. I've been doing a lot of the writing based on Professor Gill's book, and Dr. Shimio has done outlining and PowerPoint work until now. He's had to withdraw because of other requirements. So we may be getting another member of our team. We'll be talking together more about that soon. So that's the situation now. We are excited about what Professor Gill is offering us here in America, and we certainly intend to take full advantage of it. And we hope that perhaps our slides, our Google Sheets may be helpful elsewhere as well. So Professor Gill, thank you very much. Your heart, we can certainly feel there's a lot of Jungsung behind your heart and your sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
고맙습니다.
Dr. Thank you, Dr. Kylie. Okay, so in general, does anyone have any other questions? If you have questions about your personal tribe, or regarding how to multiply, if you have questions concerning the video that Professor Gill showed at the beginning, please feel free to ask during this time. Anyone?
Professor Gill, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I started this blessing since Father established Tribal Messiahship, and this is in the late 90s, when especially my parents and my relatives, I blessed, and now they are in the spirit world. And when they were blessed, they were in their 80s, which I went up to the indemnity stick ceremony, but the 3-day ceremony is hard even to explain to them, because my mother already told my wife they don't have any more relationship because of their age. So how these couples now in the spirit world already probably, can we consider them as one of the 43 couples?
예, 그것은 아마 제가 답하기는 쉽지 않습니다.
This is a hard question for me to answer, actually.
예, 그런 연계에 관한 문제라든가 그런 것을 풀어가는 건 천도원에서 어머님한테 질문하고 받고 이렇게 아마 지시가 되는 것 같습니다.
Anything concerning the spirit world or related to Chumbo One, I believe people can, the leaders can ask questions to True Mother, and True Mother will give a guidance, and that's how the process goes.
현재 우리가 하고 있는 것은 살아있는 현장에 지상에 있는 사람들을 430가정 축복시키는 걸로 알고 있고요.
So what we are trying to do here is for those who are living on the earth, through building 430
네.
blessing through them.
영계에는 우리가 숫자로 헤아릴 수 없는 많은 사람들이 이미 벌써 축복을 받고 회원도 하고 작업하는 걸로 알고 있습니다.
I believe there are many thousands and thousands of people in the spirit world who have been already liberated and received the blessing.
그래서 이제 종적인 것은 천봉원에서 움직이는 것으로 맡기면 될 것 같고요.
So anything regarding the ancestor liberation blessing related vertically, that you need to follow the guidance of Chomboan, from Chomboan.
저희들과 함께하는 것은 살아있을 때 우리가 430가정, 700, 1200 뭐 이런 식으로 퍼져나갈 수 있는 그 방법을 논의하고 있다고 봅니다.
So what we are discussing here is how we can find or multiply 430 couples or 700 couples and 1200 couples, and how to develop them and multiply them.
한 가지 말씀드릴 수 있는 게 있다면은
One thing that I can tell you is
영계에서 그렇게 축복들을 많이 바친 우리의 조상들을 우리가 하는 일에 동원을 시켜야 될 거 아니겠습니까? 협조할 수 있도록.
so you know, you have these blessed ancestors in the spirit world. We should be able to invite them to help us to do the blessing work here on the earth.
솔직하게 얘기해서 축복만 시켜놓고 그들이 움직일 수 있는 장을 열어주지 않으면 이것도 살아있는 우리 신종면에서 문제가 있다고 봅니다.
So you just did the blessing, but if you haven't been able to open the field that they could come down and to work through you and work with you, if you haven't been able to do that, then there's also some issues.
설사 미국에서 그 버스탑이라든가 또는 슈퍼마켓이라든가 이런 데서 축복을 시켰다 하더라도 그들이 우리하고 43가정으로 연결될 수 있는 것은 정말 영적인 것과 초월적인 것이 협조해야지 가능하다고 저는 봅니다.
Even if you, like for example, in America, you did blessings in bus stops and supermarkets and so on. However, among those people, like 43 substantial families that you can connect to, I'm sure it is the work also that needs to be done through the spirit world's help and their support.
원리적으로 보면 우리가 지상에서 이렇게 3기들을 만들고 12가정을 만들고 36가정을 만들면은 거기에 연계 와서 재림해서 협조하면 그들도 그렇게 만들었다는 입장이 될 것 같습니다.
In the principal point of view, sorry, if you form a trinity on the earth and develop them into 12 and 36, and then from the spirit world, and they come down and help you in creating this work, in realization, like they can realize as it's their work through you as well, right?
저는 세계를 다니면서 많이 보는 것이 그 연계가 동원되는 것이 바로 트리니티가 리얼 트리니티가 돼서 정성 들이고 눈물 흘리고 몸부림칠 때 역사가 벌어지는 걸 많이 봅니다.
So I've traveled many different parts of the world, and I've seen actual work, real work of Trinity. When you form this Trinity that really works, that's only possible through your devotion and 정성 and ardent prayer. Then I saw so many times the spirit world can actually help and work together.
참 어머님께서는 못하는 사람들을 밀어주라고 하신 것은 설사 내가 못했다고 하더라도 다른 사람이 할 수 있도록 도와주라는 이 정말로 절대절명의 사랑의 힘이 우리를 더 크게 번식시킬 거라고 저는 생각합니다.
So True Mother said, even those who can't do the tribal messiahship and other members, other families or blessed families to help and support these people, even if I can't do it myself or I can't have my own tribe, but support these people is something that really heaven gave, like heavenly method to create and multiply love. I mean, through love. I feel that way.
그래서 삼위기대가 한 명이 달성한 걸 도와줄 때 거기서 나오는 경험과 모든 것들을 갖고 숫자가 많기 때문에 이 사람들이 또 다른 삼위기대 한 명을 도와주는 건 어렵지 않습니다.
So, for example, in Trinity, if two other people help and support one person to be able to create a group of blessed families, and from that foundation, it's a lot easier to multiply in bigger numbers after that.
이렇게 되는 것이 영계화의 영계 43과정에 말하자면 우리 한국 우리 안에 트리니티에게 들어오는 그런 아마 연관이 되지 않을까 저는 영계를 그렇게 생각해 봅니다.
I would like to think that way, you know, when we create Trinity and develop into 43, that connectivity is how through that the spirit world can actually come and work together with you.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
감사합니다.
Thank you. Okay, I think Mrs. Monica Lewis wanted to ask a question. After that, we'll take a question from Martine and Ella Isabella. Yeah, okay. Miss Monica, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I have a question.
질문 있습니다.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so my question is basically, I have a Trinity already. There are blessed central families, 3 of us for the last 10 years. We have been trying to build Heavenly Tribal Messiahship, or at least small group ministry. And we have been very consistent in meeting every 2 weeks. And also last year, of course, with a lot of street blessings and church visitations. So we also have accomplished 430. And especially last year, we could encourage 3 couples to do the 5 steps of the blessing, which we were very happy about. But even though we are committed to meet regularly, it's very difficult to make these couples come to our meetings. We feel like we encountered a lot of difficulties. For example, one couple is very religious. They are very committed. They are a leader, assistant, pastor, basically. So they're very active in their own church. They cannot use really the time to come and commit to our gatherings. And the other couples, one is immigrant family, also very busy, you know, in the tri-state area. They always work. So it's very difficult to really find the time to come to our gatherings. Even Zoom calls is difficult. So my question is, how can we move forward? You know, I feel like I'm at a wall right now. So is it really Chongsong condition? Is it really can that really help the situation? That's my question, you know, so please, could you answer?
참 좋은 질문입니다.
It's a very good question.
그런 질문을 너무 많이 받습니다.
I've been asked this kind of question so many times.
제가 뭐라고 답변을 하겠습니까?
What do you think my answer is?
보통 트리니티라고 그러면 3명으로 알지만 우리가 3, 4명을 생각합니다. 3위기대, 4위기대가 껴드는 어떤 그 구조를 생각하는데.
So when we say Trinity, you basically think of 3 people, but it could be 3 to 4 people, like Trinity or 4 position of foundation. Anyway, 3 to 4 people.
그렇기 때문에 우리가 지금 이 작업하는 것은 전략적인 3위기대를 얘기하는 것입니다. 전략적 3위기대.
So when we say the Trinity is more a systematic way of Trinity, we're talking about.
그래서 이 전략적 3위기대가 잘해서 깊게 리얼 3위기대가 되면은 이 전략적 3위기대가 본체론적 3위기대가 되는 거죠.
본체론적 3위기대란 뭘 말씀하세요?
전략뿐만이 아니고 정말로 연계까지 같이 갈 수 있는 그런 맺어진 3위기대, 움직일 수 없는 3위기대가 된다는 거죠.
So if you the technical way, like a strategical way of Trinity, we are talking about now. But if this can truly make a strong foundation as a Trinity, then it will develop into an actual 뭐라고 해나요? The real Trinity that even spirit world has to help, has to come and support you.
좀 다른 말로 하자면은 아버님께서 우리 축복받을 때 맺어진 트리니티는 그건 본체론적 트리니티입니다. 움직일 수 없고 떨어질 수 없는 트리니티라고 볼 수 있고요.
So, for example, after your blessing, you received the Trinity, right? After the blessing, those are like Trinity that can never be broken apart. It's something that will go forever.
근데 우리가 지금 작업하는 것은 그런 본체론적 삼위기대는 아니지만은 전략적으로 우리의 목적을 달성하기 위해서 만드는 트리니티라고 말씀드리죠.
So let's say what we are working on when we say Trinity, building a Trinity, is not something like a fundamental Trinity that you were given after the blessing, but rather it's a strategic Trinity in order for us to achieve our goals.
우리가 지난번에 공부했지 않습니까? 그렇기 때문에 이 전략적 삼위기대는 만들기도 하지만 해체하기도 하고 또 바꾸기도 할 수 있는 가능성을 위해서 3개월 동안 바꾸고 하는 트레이닝을 부모님께서 우리한테 시켜주셨어요.
We've studied last time as well. This strategic or systematic trinities could be changed periodically in order for us to build a better one. And True Father has been training us that way.
목적성이 강하기 때문에 그렇기 때문에 만약에 정말로 어려우면은 그 사람을 대신해서 트리니티를 만들어서 작업할 수 있도록 그렇게 하는 것도 이게 문제가 되지는 않습니다.
This Trinity that we have formed is for achieving the purpose, the goal. Because therefore, if you find it difficult to work together with the current Trinity that you have, then you could change that. You could bring in other people for you to be able to work together, and it's not a big problem.
상당히 이상적인 얘기 같지만은 참석하지 못하는 사람을 위해서 참석하는 3명이 12명을 만들어 준다면은 그 사람은 어떻게 되겠습니까?
So this sounds maybe too ideal, but for example, for the person who cannot come to this gathering or activities, if the Trinity that you make can make or build 12 people for the person, what do you think is going to happen?
예, 좀 추상적인 것 좀 드리지만은 이거 사실 이런 내용들이 많이 나타나고 있습니다. 너무 놀래서 참석하지 못한 사람을 12명을 만들어줬을 때 정말 감동받아서 가장 우선적으로 트리니티 참석하게 되었다. 이런 내용도 들었습니다.
You may think this cannot be done or true, like it's more abstract, but in reality, I've seen many cases like this. When other Trinity people build or create a group of blessing or blessed couples or families to the person who cannot participate, and that person is moved so much and become the part of the Trinity group later.
도움이 되셨습니까?
Does it help you? Does my answer help you?
Yes, thank you.
예, 지금 어떤 생각이 드십니까? 이 말을 들으시면서.
So when you heard my explanation, what does it come to your mind? What do you feel about it?
Well, I feel I have to recontact, I guess, the 430 as well to find people who are maybe more likely to come and join the Trinity, and yeah, keep going to find people who have time and who are available or more easily moved. I think the other 3 couples also had a very deep experience, but they are not, they are just so committed in their own faith and in their own lives. So it's hard to commit regularly, but I think I just have to keep going, as you say, to build up the momentum, right? And then they will be also carried maybe or catch on to the wave or something.
맞습니다. 예. 고맙습니다.
Thank you. So we have only 10 minutes left, and I think there's 2 people who would like to ask a question. but I'm not sure we'll have time for two people. So I would like to give the chance to Martina and Ella Isabella first to ask their question. And if we have extra time, then maybe Dr. Michael and Maria, Dr. Kylie could then maybe ask his question. Okay, Martina and Ella Isabella, please go ahead. Where are you? Are you still here?
I'm here.
Oh, no. Okay, go ahead, please.
I'm here. My question was where that method is the most successful in the world? The first question. In which country or which region of the world that method really works? That's my question to Professor Gill.
Do you mean the method of forming a trinity and then multiplying on a
Yes, his method. His
systematic level? Okay, all right.
Does he understand what I'm saying?
네, 지금 이것은
Yes.
제가 그 아시아 순회 살았을 때 아시아의 6나라를 다니면서 이 작업을 했는데 지금 현재 아마 말레이시아라든가 캄보디아, 네팔 이런 나라들이 이렇게 추종하고 있고 말레이시아는 아주 잘하고 있다고 봅니다.
Is burning, Martin?
Okay, the book was written based on my experience in Asia as an IW. I visited 6 countries and worked with them. And for example, like Malaysia is really successful with this method, and Cambodia and Nepal as well.
Okay. The other part of the question was about the spiritual world. You know, when we liberate and bless our ancestors, we are told that, you know, they come, we welcome them to our homes, they're supposed to work with us. And they are, when they are liberated and blessed as divine spirits, yes? Those divine spirits supposed to work with us, but we are not on that level. We are not divine spirits. We don't have that kind of maturity, you know, perfection of the spirit and things like that. So how they can actually work with us? That's what's my question. Do you understand?
Yes, she's translating to Professor Gill. So.
아마 사람마다 다 다를 것 같아요. 동양의, 서양의 또는 갖고 있는 거에 따라서 하늘 부모님은 또는 영계에서는 계속 우리한테 와 있는데 이것을 내가 어떻게 만나고 느끼느냐 하는 것들에 따라서 또 다를 겁니다.
I think it's case by case, you know, maybe the Eastern Asian culture or the Western culture, it could be different. Or maybe, you know, the spirit world, you know, your ancestors are already there, but you haven't been able to feel their presence or, you know, yeah.
한 케이스 스타디를 한번 내가 소개해 드릴 수는 있습니다.
I can share with you like a one example case.
보통 신정동 배샤 활동을 하면은 그분들은 거의 영계에서 많은 사람들이 해방되고 조상들이 있을 겁니다.
When you do Heavenly Tribal Messiah activities, I'm sure there are a lot of people in the spirit world. They are liberated and blessed as well.
아시아에서는 여러분 그 하기 힘든 40일 성별과 3일 행사를 하면서 놀라운 기적이 많이 벌어지는 것을 봤습니다.
For example, in Asia, of course, it's really hard for people to reach to the level of 40-day separation and 3-day ceremonies. But those who participated in these ceremonies, they feel a lot of, they experience a lot of miracles through these ceremonies.
한 예를 들어서 부부 관계를 할 수 없도록 병이 나서 아픈 남편이 있었고 여자는 40일 성별 교육 받고 이제 3일 행사를 할 때가 되었습니다.
For example, there was this couple, the husband was very ill. They couldn't actually have the couple relationship. However, the wife received the 40-day education for 40-day separation.
근데 놀라운 것은 3일 행사를 할 수 있었다는 겁니다.
And what was surprisingly, they could do the 3-day ceremony.
그래서 이것 때문에 소문이 나가지고 40일 3일 행사 하겠다고 모여드는 그런 현상들이 있었습니다.
Because of their story got out and many people heard about it, and people wanted to join 40-day separation and 3-day ceremony because of this couple.
그래서 실제 신종매는 모르지만은 그런 현상이 나타난 걸 보면서 아하, 연계해서 역사를 하고 있다는 걸 느꼈다고요. 그래서 크게 아시아가 번져가는 그 케이스를 말씀드릴 수 있습니다.
So actually, the Heavenly Tribal Messiah who was working didn't know, but felt later, oh, this is the work from the spirit world. It's not, human work. So through this kind of phenomena, Asia, it became really multiplied and became big success.
이해가 되셨습니까?
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I do.
네, 이 얘기를 들으시면서 어떤 느낌을 받으십니까?
So what did you feel as I explained this to you?
Well, I believe that they can come and heal and participate and help in that process, which is long process actually and not easy process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So 3 minutes left. I think we have time for your question, Dr. Kylie. Please go ahead.
It's very brief.
Okay.
Ella actually is a member of this Trinity I have a question about. There is a Trinity, somebody who's taking the HTM course.
Okay.
She's remote, and so she has friends in different places, and they're meeting over Skype. And we'd love to have your guidance about what you might call a digital Trinity. Do you have recommendations for a digital Trinity to be effective in Heavenly Tribal Messiahship?
예, 저도 지금 어저께 타일랜드의 나의 신종매 지역 사람들하고 지금 이 줌으로 3.2대 활동을 했습니다.
Even for me, like yesterday, I had a Zoom meeting with my Heavenly Tribe in Thailand.
예, 그래서 코로나 이후에 이런 것이 환경이 되기 때문에 이런 줌을 통해서 작업하면은 정말 속마음도 얘기할 수 있고 사례도 만들어서 발표할 수 있고 하는 좋은 내용이 있는 걸 보고 상당히 자신감을 가졌습니다.
I feel more confident actually, after this Corona situation, the environment is made that we can work through Zoom, which is, not person to person, but you can share your heart with them and you can make a good, successful case, and you can also share and present. So yeah, I think this can work.
네, 그래서 아마 사이버 리더 스쿨도 그것 때문에 우리가 오늘 만나는 것도 끝나지 마시고 또 여러분이 몇 명을 만나서 이 과제를 가지고 같이 얘기할 수 있는 이런 어떤 그 온라인 작업을 하면은 상당히 빨리 이해하고 느낄 수 있을 것 같아요.
So when you participate in Cyber Leader School, not just participating today, but after today, some of you group them together and meet together online and share and expand what you've learned. It would be a good way to do.
예.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just wanted to mention that even we are in different, two of us are close physically, one is far away in Alaska, but we are connected by heart. We know each other for many, many years. So even we are not together physically, but we have some kind of connection, that we don't have with the people that are very, close physically here. So for the purpose of this Trinity and developing our heart to support each other, that it doesn't matter where we are, really. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to say one thing. A lot of you are curious about like the process in Asia, which is where, you know, this whole Trinity, everything is being very well established in Asia already. So we actually do have a class with just the Asian participants. So if you would like to join that class, then you can let me know, or you can let your coordinator know, and then they will let you know, and they'll tell you when, like the scheduled date and time, and if you can join, and if you would like to hear more from those areas, then you could do so. We have an area, we have one class with Asia, and we have another class with Europe and Africa. So if you would like to do so, then yes, let us know. All right, thank you so much, everyone. It's been great having this class with you, and I would see you next time. Thank you so much. Please have a good night. Yeah, see you next month. Okay, bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank
See
you,
you again.
Christina.
All right.
Thank you
Bye
very
bye.
much.
Professor Gill,
everyone.
thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Night. Bye
Thank you very
bye.
much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please take attendance
Thank you.
before you leave. Thank
Thank you.
you.
How to do